who are some programs in 2023 that are potentially set to make a big leap forward? Who are the major risers in college football in 2023? I got 4 schools I want to unpack with you. A couple of schools that I think have just been close in 2022. Some schools that have undergone major change, whether it be roster-wise through the portal, whether it's a head coach change. Some major risers set for 2023 nonetheless. Feel pretty good about it. Going to give you a win total jump that I think they're capable of making. Without further ado, the Oklahoma Sooners finished last year 6-7. And when I look at Oklahoma, I just see a big, malleable piece of clay. Because that's what they were in 2022. They lost 4 regular season games by 1 score. They lost a 5th game by 1 score, and that was the bowl game. So you're telling me you got 6 wins and you had 5 that you were capable of winning, or very much at least in the fight to win. I think they're close. And then their second year under Brent Venables, I think the roster, especially on the defensive side, is going to be the difference maker. Now, at the time of us being live, they have 13 transfers in right now to Norman. So they've been pretty active in the portal. Of those 13 transfers, 5 of those cats are from the defensive line. So what does that tell you? Brent Venables taking a look at his roster, taking a look through the cupboard and saying, we need to get better in the trenches. We need to change the caliber and the type of player we have right now at that position group. Enter in Dasan McCullough, who's going to be a dog. Enter in PJ Adebaware from the high school level. I expect him to get some playing time early in Norman. He's not a transfer, but he's still going to be a guy that contributes on that position group. And that just, to me, is adding more quality clay to the statue that they're building in Norman right now. And I think the second year under Brent Venables, you have a better feel for your culture. You have a more established process. And quite frankly, you should have better players at the most key position group for Oklahoma. Because think about what Brent Venables has done over the course of his career. Think about those Clemson defenses. What was so special about them? What was their edge? It was the defensive line. First-round pick after first-round pick from that Clemson defensive line was Brent Venables' calling card when he was the DC over there. That's what he's starting to establish, or starting to build, rather, in Norman. So I'm looking at those 4 games that didn't go their way in 2022. I don't think it's unrealistic to assume another year for Dylan Gabriel in that offense for Jeff Lebby, a major upgrade within that defensive line from a talent standpoint. I think they could make a 4+ win jump if you include the bowl game. So you could finish the season, if you're Oklahoma, right around 9-3, tack another one on with the bowl game. Heck, maybe you get that 4th win during the regular season. So a 9-10 win season for Oklahoma in 2023. That big piece of clay starts to take a little bit more shape in the second year under Brent Venables, and all they're doing to revamp that right now. So I like a 4+ win jump. A major riser are the Oklahoma Sooners. Now, if you have not yet subscribed, we would love to have you a part of this. This is the People's Show. We're live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as we are right now. Make sure you're locked in for that. Hit the bell, all that good stuff. Also, follow me on the social channels at JD Pickell on Twitter as well as on Instagram. That's just a great medium for us to go back and forth, do more content you want to see. I can hear from you. You can say, what the heck, there's no way they're winning 10 games. Maybe you say, maybe they need to win 12 games. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I want to hear them on those platforms. Another program that I think has a very good chance of being a major riser in 2023 is the Texas A&M Aggies. Now, they went 5-7 in 2022. A very public, a very ugly 5-7. Including losses to Appalachian State. They finished the year pretty strong, beating a good LSU team. But my question for Texas A&M, is it just the chiropractor protocol? Like, you know what I mean. You walk into the chiropractor, doc, I don't know what's going on. I'm sore. I don't feel good. I feel out of line. Help me out. And after one trip to the chiropractor, just make a couple adjustments, you're a new person. Is that what A&M is with Bobby Petrino coming in to call the offense? Because the cupboard is stocked at A&M. Like, I know the portal has hit them hard with this last class they just brought in, but since 2019, here are the classes for them. Number 4 ranked class, number 6 ranked class, number 7 ranked class, number 1 ranked class. Now, currently, they have the number 15th ranked class, which still isn't horrible. It's not holding a candle to what they've done previously, but what I'm trying to tell you is the talent level in College Station is enough to win. It is. And we all knew that going into last year. They had enough pieces to be competitive. I wasn't buying the SEC title talk, but they have enough to be competitive in Tuscaloosa for sure. In College Station, they have enough to be competitive. And so I think if Bobby Petrino, his level of impact is pending, but I think Texas A&M could very easily be an 8-win football team. So I have them going a 3-win jump for the good people in College Station and Texas A&M. So that's the school that I'm watching to also be a riser. I just don't buy that kind of talent is going to lay dormant in terms of impact for another year. Now, again, will they compete for a national title? Will they compete for an SEC title? I'm not buying that just yet, but I do think revamping the offense and having Connor Wegman get a full year in the saddle, I think that's going to pay dividends for them. I don't think they miss a bowl game, and again, I have them winning 8 games in 2023. A program I'm really excited to talk about here that doesn't get enough love probably, how about the Wisconsin Badgers? Now, they were pretty decent last year. Went 7-6, 6-6 in the regular season, and they are now entering the Luke Fickell regime. They've been fairly active in the portal, 13 transfers, currently the number 6 ranked portal class, and they've been pretty active on the offensive side of the ball. 4 new wide receivers in the transfer portal, bringing in Phil Longo from North Carolina to call the offense. And the best analogy for me with Wisconsin football in 2023 is like you rebuild the house, right? You added some new roofing to the house. Maybe you upgraded appliances inside and maybe just made it look better as a whole. But on top of that, you built a pool in the backyard. Like Wisconsin football now is going to be fun to attend. It's going to be fun to watch on TV. It used to be, all right, it's sturdy. That house is sturdy. It'll be good in the weather. It's going to be something that holds up. It'll be solid. Like that was the thought around Wisconsin football. It's going to be solid year in and year out. You know what you're going to get from Wisconsin football. Now you put a pool in the back of that thing, add an explosive offense to that thing, add Tanner Mordecai from SMU, who I think was one of the most underrated guys throughout this transfer portal cycle. Wisconsin football's fun again. You want to go over and watch Wisconsin football. You want to jump in the pool and be a part of what they're doing. So Wisconsin, I think going forward, they're going to have that physical edge they've always had. Luke Fickell, a defensive guy, a blue-collar guy. What he built at Cincinnati had some staying power. They have a defense that was really solid last year. They returned some key pieces. I believe they allowed around 24, 23 points a game, so pretty solid. And now you add the explosive element offensively. I think they're positioned to make a 3-win jump in the regular season. So I think they'll win about 9 games. Again, this is all reserving our right to change our opinion, but I think Wisconsin will make a solid jump in 2023 and be one of the major risers. I think they'll compete for a Big Ten title. I'm very excited to watch them next year. Now, being the Big Ten West, still have to handle their business there and play whoever it is, whether it's Ohio State or Michigan or Penn State, whatever. But you hear what I'm saying here. The flavor of Wisconsin football has changed. It will now be a very entertaining TV product, and the entire house that is Wisconsin football added a pool in the backyard, bringing in 4 new receivers, a new offensive system, and Tanner Mordecai. The last team I want to talk about, the Auburn Tigers, I think are one of the most unique teams heading into 2023 because they have so much resources, and they've added now a coach where the resources and the administration and the coaching staff are all pulling the same direction. To be honest with you, we haven't had a great feel for Auburn football the last 2 years because it felt like there was so much where Auburn was fighting Auburn. Auburn wasn't even able to really get their footing. I said it before, Auburn was lifting with their back for the last 2 years. And you can lift some things with your back. You can get some stuff done, but is it the most effective way? Is it the most efficient way? Are you getting the most strength out of your lift in that way? No. Lift with your legs. Involve the entire body. Take pressure off of just one piece of the operation. And now bringing in Hugh Freeze, the thought for me is, okay, we patched up some holes in the portal. We've got a new captain in Hugh Freeze. Let's push her out to the waters that are the SEC and see if she floats. Because right now they have the number 4 portal class in the entire country, according to us here at On 3. Brought in 12 transfers, 6 on defense that are going to try and shore up some of the issues they had last year. Took on water to the tune of around 30 points a game. It's not winning football, but they've made some adjustments. They've sort of revamped this ship. Like I said, they have a new captain in Hugh Freeze. Now they push it out to the most difficult conference in the entire country and hope that that thing floats. Now, this all hinges for me on the progress of Robbie Ashford. I mean, that's it. I think the thought right now is that he's going to be your starting quarterback game 1 and a guy with tons of ability. Was dinged up at times last year, but if he puts forth the same kind of effort onto the field as he did last year from a production standpoint, it's not going to cut it. Then you're probably going to be sitting there saying you got 5-6 wins playing for a bowl game. Year 1, okay, you get a pass. But I think what they're capable of is so much more. I would expect Auburn to make a 2-win jump with the very, very possible opportunity to make 3-win jump. Now, the reason why I have them on this list of a rising program or a team that could make a big rise in 2023 is because of how they're going to look. I don't think the culture is sour at Auburn. I saw them fight all the way through the finish there at the end of last year when they had their head coach gone by, middle of the season. This team has some fight in it. The culture is not bad. You brought in more talent, and you're in the toughest conference in the country, but I think they'll just look different operationally. The eye test when you watch Auburn next year will be much more competitive and be much more competent. Okay, so Auburn, Wisconsin, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, all for my money, big risers in 2023 across the college football landscape. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.